So in Canada, black-tailed prairie dogs persist in a small area in and around Grasslands National Park where they live in just 19 colonies. So this limited distribution is a little concerning, but it's compounded by the fact that this population has been declining over the past 2 decades. Between 1996 and 2011, they decreased by 33%. So why do we care about these black-tailed prairie dogs declining? Well, they're a keystone species in the mixed grass prairie ecosystem. So that means the prairie dogs themselves and the burrow networks that they create underground provide key prey and habitat for a host of other species that depend on them. This includes 7 species that are currently listed as threatened or endangered in Canada, including black-footed ferrets and burrowing owls. So I hope you're now wondering, why are they declining? Unfortunately, the answer to this is we don't know. So that's exactly what I'm planning to look at for my thesis research. One thing we do know is that in other predator-prey systems, high risk of being eaten by a predator leads to stress in the prey, which causes them to have fewer offspring each year. So I'm planning to look at if this is also true in black-tailed prairie dogs. So my first question is, does chronic stress lead to reduced reproductive success? And then does high predation risk lead to chronic stress? So in order to explain how I'm going to do this, I need to tell you a little bit about animal physiology. So when an animal responds to a stressor, such as a chase by a predator, hormones are released into the bloodstream to mobilize a response. These hormones are taken up in growing tissues, including hair. Once hair is done growing, those stress hormones remain in the hair as a record of previous stress that the animal experienced. So my research is going to be taking hair samples from black-tailed prairie dogs in Grasslands National Park this summer, and then next fall, taking those hair samples and analyzing the amount of stress hormone in each. From there, I'm planning to look at the amount of stress in each individual and relate this to where they live on the colony and how many offspring they produce this year. So with this research, I'm hoping to investigate one potential cause of the decline of black-tailed prairie dogs so that Grasslands National Park managers can take appropriate action to ensure that the prairie dogs and the other species that depend on them persist for many generations to come. Thanks.
There you go.